Hi everybody, it's Kayla, and welcome back to Speed Build Sunday. So today we are building a much needed gym for StrangerVille because, dear God, we need this so badly. I just said that, but like, this pack comes with a military career that relies so heavily on the fitness skill, and we don't have a gym in StrangerVille. Like, of course we have the bar and the library, and it isn't a huge world, so I get not having too many community lots, but like, listen, I feel very strongly that we should have had a gym in this pack. But either way, I fixed it. I built one for us for my Simsie Save. It's on my gallery if you want to download it. My origin ID is lilsimsie. But with all that being said, let's jump into this. I tried to keep that like classic old western sort of look that I've been using in my other builds for this area. I made it look very similar to the front and stuff, the exterior of the bar that I fixed. When I redid the bar, I kind of tried to keep a lot of that same vibe. I also used that same sign method where I used their like crusty old sign and then put one of their billboards sized up on it. Now, you might be thinking, that looks like a bar sign. And now, of course, because this is a family channel, we don't drink here on lilsimsie, so you might be thinking that's an alcoholic beverage, a juice, if you will. It's not. That on the sign is actually a person in a swimming pool, so don't worry, it's not what you think it is. You have just a dirty mind. It's not a beverage of any sort. It's a swimming pool, because this is a gym that doesn't have a pool, but I actually considered adding a pool into this gym. My chat was kind of requesting it on Twitch, and then I thought more about it, and I was like, realistically, a gym this small would not have a pool, and we were going to add one in the basement, and I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense for a gym like this, right? We kept a very, like, red and yellow sort of color scheme on the outside. It's kind of fun. I enjoyed the colors a lot on the outside, and the inside is very small. I kind of imagine this used to be, like, an old hardware store or something that has since been, like, bought and converted into a gym. And so it is still pretty small and, like, kind of has the look of what might be a different sort of building, but it is indeed a gym. It was kind of fun to furnish, too, because I was trying to make it seem like it had been converted at some point and still have like modern gym equipment but a sort of older looking floor plan and architecture. It was fun to do. I never build things of this style, so building in this like kind of, I don't want to call it western style, but I do have like kind of a Wild West sort of vibe from a lot of the builds I've been doing recently, and it's weird because I never do that kind of thing, and that's what I've been going for with these builds. I have literally never built something like that ever before, and now I've built a ton, and it's been fun to try and branch out like that. So thank you for putting up with my weird builds. My Simsie Save is gonna come out soon. I don't think I'll finish my Simsie Save before I end up leaving for my trip. I'm going to England to visit some friends for spring break, and so I know I'm not gonna finish the save file before then because this is midterms week right now. Because, listen, Sims team, you keep releasing packs around my exam weeks. What are you doing? This keeps happening. Like, same thing with Get Famous was coming out around midterms and stuff too. Maybe it was around final exams. I had like Sims camp around midterms. I know that. It just, listen, can you please better adjust your pack release schedule to not conflict with my exam weeks? Thank you. But I mean, midterms are almost done. I'm fine. I also have literally no idea when you're seeing this build, so there's that. Listen, I'm trying my best here, okay? I am pre-recording again, so when I'm doing builds like this, I built a lot of these houses, so I've just got like a ton of recording, like a ton of recorded builds in a folder, and now I'm recording voiceovers for all of them, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what day this is gonna go up on. I think it'll go up on a Sunday, but like, maybe I'll record a new build and then change the schedule, and I don't know, but I'm sorry, I tried my best. I put originally those punching bags in this build, and I changed them to the sparring equipment, but I've always been self-conscious of putting punching bags in my builds because one time when I was building, I forget what gym it was, I think it was when I was doing a gym for San by Stuno or something, but I had like some pretty big windows and I put punching bags in front of them, like just not thinking about it. And like, yeah, realistically, you probably don't want to stick a punching bag in front of a really big window. I get it. That makes sense because, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But I never think like that I don't think that deeply into the placement of my objects in my builds. But people are like, what are you doing? It's in front of a window, it's gonna break. And so I always get nervous putting punching bags down and in front of mirrors too, because it's like, it's gonna break the mirror. But I did that in here until I ended up switching them out with some sparring equipment, which is so exciting if you ask me. I think the sparring stuff is very cool in this pack. If you didn't know, your Sims can spar with their fellow military members and also with this thing, and they like sit there and they like kick and punch at it. And that's really cool. Like that kind of animation existing in The Sims is kind of fun, so I've been enjoying messing with that stuff. Although, to be honest, I haven't played a ton with this pack past my Let's Play, so whatever you've seen on my Let's Play is like the entirety of the gameplay I've used, which is maybe a bad thing. After my Let's Play, I didn't really have any desire to play with it again, if that makes any sense. I tried to make the furnishing, I keep jumping back and forth between this, but like I tried to make the furnishing kind of call out to like the military career a bit as well, because I wanted to have like some military memorabilia around the place. So I figured like the vast majority of people who will come to this gym are probably military members. So I've got some like banners and artwork and posters that kind of reflect that, which that was kind of fun and kind of like a cute little touch. So I was really proud of myself. Thanks for listening, everybody. I had a really hard time picking out some sort of seating to put in that room as well, because I wanted to have benches in that front entryway, because I figured there's like a desk where you come check in like you would at a gym, and then I wanted to have benches there, but I couldn't figure out like the best ones to use, because I kept like messing with them. I was like, okay, I don't want to use like a weird pack out of nowhere either, but I don't know, I didn't know what to do, but I ended up deciding on ones from Get Famous. So, I don't know, weird choice of pack maybe to use Get Famous in this build, but I tried my best. If you want to change them out, you can, but that's the best thing I could come up with. My chat kept wanting me to put a TV in here, and I wanted to have a TV in the gym too, but I just couldn't find like the right wall space to put it on. So I ended up not having a TV on the wall, and I put like a tiny little box TV on top of the lockers, which that was kind of like a cute little accent, because this is supposed to be like an older building, right? They don't really have much money to upgrade to like fancy TVs. So they have one of those tiny little box ones that's just sitting on top of the lockers, which is, I mean, it fits and it works, and I thought it was good, so thanks for listening. Anyway, I have a story for you guys, because as many of you probably know, I have a deep, deep fear of fires. Like, I used to have nightmares about fire when I was younger. It's always been like one of my biggest fears, which I think a lot of people fear fire, right? But like, it's been a big fear of mine for a long time, and I live alone right now. Just keep that in mind, right? And so yesterday morning, I was awoken at like 6:45 by my fire alarm. It wasn't going off, it was just beeping because the batteries needed replaced, but it was one of those like combo carbon monoxide fire alarms, and it started screaming. I say screaming, it just wasn't like chirping like they usually do, it was just kind of like a louder yell. It was still it needed the battery replaced still. It wasn't like it was like a danger or anything, but I tried to fix it, right? Except this fire alarm is like sort of just above the stairs. It's like right above the first stair at the top of the stairs. So like the first one going down, it's like right above that, but it's kind of a high ceiling, and it's also like partially above the stairs, and so I couldn't get to it with a ladder to like replace the battery or anything. And so I ended up being able to reach it by standing on the wall to try and silence it, but it wouldn't silence when I was trying to press the button. And so I was like, okay, something here is wrong. I don't know what to do. And so I called my dad, freaking out because I didn't know what to do about it. And he was like, okay, don't worry about it. We'll come fix it and like replace all the batteries at once, because you're supposed to replace every smoke detector battery at the same time. But it was beeping for like an hour until he ended up getting here to help replace the batteries and stuff. So we replaced all the batteries, that one first, but it kept beeping. And so we're like, okay, maybe it's like a different one is wrong as like a main one. So maybe it's like something else is going on. We need to fix them all first. And then it kept beeping. And so we're like, all right, this one's broken, clearly. And so we figured out that it's probably the lithium backup battery in it and stuff is broken. So we had to replace it with a new one. And it was like this whole ordeal. And I realized how incapable I was of doing that without my father, because I literally physically could not have reached that at all. Like without, like my dad was trying to stand on bar stools to get up there, because we don't have like a ladder big enough at my house to do that. We have like a step ladder, but it's so high up we couldn't reach it. And there is no way that I could have managed that without my father here. And I felt bad and scared because like I live alone. What was I gonna do? But it's fixed now. We replaced it. Everything's fine. No longer is there a beeping smoke detector. But people in my comments, and I tweeted about it yesterday, and they were all like, hit it with a broom. And then they were like, are you gonna die of carbon monoxide poisoning? And then I got kind of scared, but it wasn't even the carbon monoxide part that was beeping. Also, one of the alarms, when we tested it, it started yelling. Like, I didn't realize this alarm did this, because we hadn't like touched it since I've moved in here. But like one of the alarms, when you test it, it goes through its like fire and carbon monoxide functions, and that one like yells fire at you when it goes off. So it screams and then goes fire, 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 and then it screams again. And it really caught me off guard when we started testing it, because we just weren't expecting that. And then it started yelling at us. And then you test the other side and it goes carbon monoxide, carbon monoxide, carbon monoxide, and it beeps differently. It's like a much worse scream than the fire scream, which was reassuring to me, because I'm so scared of like carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't know if you guys think about that kind of thing a lot, but like I'm worried about that stuff. And so it caught me off guard hearing it yell carbon monoxide, but it was reassuring to know that the alarm works, and also is a very, I don't know, unique alarm, and it tells you what's going on when it happens. So shout out to fire and carbon monoxide alarms, living their best lives, dedicating their lives to us and our safety. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and cut off right here. Check the batteries on your fire alarms, you guys. That never hurts, and gives you some peace of mind, especially if they're screaming. Then you can finally find peace. But I'm gonna go. Make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you guys didn't know, I post new videos every single day, and so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Not gonna lie, being awoken by a fire alarm really freaked me out. I felt very panicky all day. It was not fun, but everything's fine. It's fixed. It's fine.